From the article, Key to Twin Flame Inner Work that Heals You into Union Permanently. Twin Flame Inner Work is fun and leads to true pleasure. The goal of Twin Flame Inner Work. People are falling out of the journey and the union results all the time, unfortunately. Knowing what can go wrong on the forehand seems like a great plan to not strand, but we'll discuss that later on. Additionally, knowing where you are even going exactly can help to direct your efforts towards the right thing. That will in itself mean you'll not fall away anymore. Because do you actually know where you are aiming at? Where you are going for the results that you are looking for? Do you aim for the physical result of living under one roof? Or the moment of him asking you to marry you? Or for being in an official relationship, socially speaking? And what exactly is inner work about that? Now you've pretty much summed up situations that are about the outer life without taking the inner world into account. You can manipulate someone into asking you to marry them. You can coerce someone to live with you under one roof. Narcissists prove this all the time. But normals, as well, that aim for a material life that is safe, so they'll become pregnant to get what they want out of their partner, or other kinds of unsavory practices that are sometimes presented, sometimes by both parties, as cultural norms. This is not specific for your twin flame, nor is it about your inner life. And your twin flame is per definition in your inner life first. This is knowing where you are exactly aiming to go with this journey is of the utmost importance. Otherwise, you risk ending up in morally off, narcissistic, or empty situations that are not with your true twin flame or with the right one, but not in a lasting union. What you'd actually be aiming for in a journey that is walked in the right way is the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union. You want harmonious union because that gives 1. The actual true twin flame, and not a false one that you will know and have here. 2. The guarantee that you will stay together infinitely. 3. The benefit of clearing your consciousness and have a happy base feeling that always comes from it and from maintaining it. 4. An opening for your mission and life as something organic and anchored in your spiritual life and in the spiritual layer of the universe, and that gives it stability. 5. An open door to your soul's abundance in all forms that are fit for you, such as support, resources, soul money, soul family, clients, and more. So, all in all, this consciousness state guarantees that you'll become anchored in a spiritual union state with them and can always fall back on that in a way no material possessions or arrangements can attain. Because material bonds can always be broken, but a maintained state of being and a commitment to an inner state follows you literally everywhere, no matter the circumstances. You don't really see from the outside if someone has their twin flame or if they are in harmony. Although they, while in harmonious union, might look more and more in peace and in a certain way similar and in the same energy, it is an inner reality that one should see with one's inner eyes and feel in the heart. You will be able to more and more, better and better, when it is for you that it has come true fully in the only right consciousness state that ripens you in it. That could sound cruel, that we can't see it, and only people deeply in the know because of their inner development are able to see it and know it. But it's true. If you'd want to be able to see unions, there is only one advice, and that is keep on going with the inner work, on and on, until you reach it, and allow a teacher who can to tell you what is going on before that time. You'd be able to see it on either side of the equation, because twin flames are always on the same consciousness level. That is also the very definition of twin flames, otherwise you are not twin flames. In harmonious union, your consciousness goal for the journey, you are both just as tuned into the core of inner divine peace that now can start to work on you in the outside expressions of your love you share together. This very fact is also how this consciousness state is the very goal, the only goal of the journey of inner work walked correctly. You share a consciousness that is in fact your union, and making yourself click into this sanely and safely so it can root and start to grow into your actual lived experience on the mental, emotional, and physical plane in the relationship you do want to have with them in the flesh from person to person is what the inner work makes possible. So, all in all, you indeed should see it like this, that there is an invisible inner consciousness you both share and are a part of. And when that is established with the initial inner work, you can start to build on the actual outer relationship between physical person and physical person that you both deeply desire just as much. Then we see a relationship embedded into that invisible bubble of harmonious union. That is where you want to go. Because inner comes first in spiritual and human development. You focus on the work that is to be done by you first, always first. So the material step that follows out of it in the world comes directly from it. Sure, some of you already know your true twin flame in the flesh before you have fully checked yourself into your harmonious union state, and that is fine. But you still take it according to these ground rules for lasting results. Harmonious union is the only measurable element on your journey that is truly, even though abstract, definitive. It is the way to know you are right in your directions and development. It is the only measuring tool that gives you all the answers, as for instance for everyone in, or slightly around, the time of your happening, the final revelation will come about around the identity of them. This is why the co-creation with the teacher is of utmost importance. And later more about that. They are the ones that will be able to pass it on to you in the first place. They will know the precise moment you reached it and will be able to acknowledge for you what all becomes revealed to you at the same time. The basics, such as your identity, your union's mission, if there are additional things you should know. This is where your spiritual marriage is sealed, in fact. But it is also physically seen, often the start of the process leading there in the manifested realm. Don't be mistaken, it creates an eternal marriage. To go to this consciousness state, there is always a certain problem, block, or lesson, or however you'd want to call it, in a twin flame union that seems unsurmountable to you and or your twin flame. That's sheer logic when you zoom in on it, because otherwise you'd already be together in your forever marriage and not be reading this blog. your whole life would have already been transformed into your ultimate life. That is not so yet, and that is all right. As long as you understand that this very fact means that there is one big thing in your inner life that seems not able to be overcome, that sometimes also becomes visible on the outside. What that is different from union to union. It is the reason you need to do the inner work and keep at it beyond the place where you think it is able to be normal and fits your known sense of self. This inner work you do will, yes, lead to your consciousness state of harmonious union, and then that is the one that takes care of the building in real life currency, what you'd have wanted to build with your ultimate lover all along. The relationship, the engagement, the homestead, the family, the mission business, and so on. All your effort of building between you and your twin flame will be flown through that state of being first, and then come out as concrete actions that give actual material results, the one that our society is full of and social life focuses on. That is the correct order. Don't aim at those building actions, but at the foundational anchoring of these actions. This is what makes it all sustainably and eternally so, after all. Because you can always fall back on this foundation and motivation and motivate a new course of action there, when you need a new branch of building in your union's life. And also, what is built with this consciousness as fundament will not be able to come down anymore, at least not by worldly ups and downs, provided you don't come back at the consciousness state itself, which is a possibility when you choose against it, but that's just silliness. The inner work, you need to actually do it, not read or theorize about it, of course. It is an experiential science. You'll reach the aimed consciousness state once you're truly there, and not when you've thought it all out for long enough and studied your potential blocks profoundly enough, comparing it with a multitude of possible other options. No. You'll instead need to immerse yourself into what it actually does to you and for you, and keep at it, persist, and surrender even deeper without holding back. Everything that you are will be given into the inner work when you do it correctly. You don't put only some areas of yourself and your life into it and hold others secret and to yourself, because you simply won't arrive. You need to take it seriously and prioritize it. If you only knew how long it took me before I could take the twin flame inner work seriously, embrace the tool that Divine Mother gave me. Better if you fully take it in right away, not veer off. The point of aiming at the harmonious union consciousness state is that you actually keep on aiming at it, all beyond having reached the state it is all about. Because now your new work is maintaining it while moving forward with your true twin flame and growing closer with them. This then asks for the same inner work with the same aim, to maintain it and move forward inside of it. Here it is still the benchmark all the same. However, you do later on reach a more full version of it that could be called perfect union or gold consciousness. Keeping at it, make sure you start to develop all qualities of who you are in union. You start to express the definitive forms that come with those more and more as well. For most, there will be a significant healing wave that moves through their physical, emotional, and mental life now that the spiritual core of things has solidified in harmonious union consciousness. Trauma can surface and become completely worked out so that it disappears as if it had never been there in the first place. Now, Twin flames often speak of that they are in separation, but no matter what kind of separation is meant when talking about this, such as being blocked on Facebook, them walking off to another country, or some other way of non-connection, this is actually caused by separation consciousness, which is everything that is not yet in this aimed for consciousness state of harmonious union. And the good news is that any kind of separation in the material world from them will be resolved by going to the state of harmonious union consciousness it is all about. And keep on going, keep on doing the work inside of it afterwards. And I repeat, no matter what the kind of separation is in the material world, they are married to another, or you are, or both, or something else. It doesn't matter, because the nature of reality, everything is first an inner reality, and only afterwards becomes expressed outwardly. This way, by transforming the consciousness within, the outward projection of this inner state will change accordingly. Guaranteed. Consequently, the reason why your journey does not progress with them is always that your inner work is still waiting for you to execute real seriously, to repair your consciousness into the harmonious union and inside of it to maintain and deepen it more and more. This literal inside job is responsible for how your outer progress is going. And are they already in your journey? Do they already want to be with you romantically? Have they already proposed marriage? And so on. In truth, there is no other reason why your journey is stuck. It is not that they live at the other side of the world, nor is it because they are busy with their existing children and the money job that keeps them fed, or whatever it is on the outside that seems to be it, because reality works from the inside out, and never the other way round. You have trouble in your relationship because your spiritual union is not aligned enough yet with the divine, is always the answer. And this is again why we aim at the consciousness as goal. Going to the twin flame and stay with being with them now as opposed to at the very end of your spiritual journey needs to be actively chosen and is in a sense a mega step in your development that you can nevertheless take immediately if you so choose, and then maintain it so it matures in you and in your relationship. You essentially align with the divine itself, and then it becomes clear to you what their number is. Your heart will attune as if you dial them up, and your outside reality must follow. Do you choose it? Are you prepared? Do you have tools to deal with the emotions? And the question that encompasses all of it at once and is of vital importance: do you commit to the unconditional inner work continually and no matter what? There are even two aspects of the journey in getting here: union and flow. Until now, we've spoken about how to choose union and what that is and what is necessary to gear your inner work towards the consciousness state of harmonious union. Now, there is also mission in your union. And this is not a well-known pillar of your union that works really well to align with your entire inner work of harmonious union is amplified by a second support force. Mission is what is produced by your union that starts to flow through your energy body in the manifested plane and is shared there with other people around you that are attracted by it. This is, as the word used in the previous sentence already indicates, the flow we are looking at. When we speak of union and flow, are both important. This flow I baptized your golden flow, and taken together with your primary union process It is in fact union in flow we are aiming at in total.